The brain manufactures and produces its own cholesterol. And for that, we know that one of the important fats is omega-3 DHA. Remember one thing. Look, thousands and thousands of years ago, I've honestly lost count, a volcano, the Boga volcano, began to release ashes into the atmosphere, and the temperature of the earth dropped significantly, and practically everyone died. Except for a small group estimated to be between 50 to 150 people. I don't know how they were able to measure this. In the area of Tanzania, they started to consume fish, boga, and thanks to the intake of boga, we began to develop brain capacity and brain volume, thanks to boga, to omega-3 DHA, which they started eating at that time. But another very important thing also happened, which is that fish, as you know, contains iodine. And thanks to iodine, two genes could be stimulated, the speech genes, FOS1 and FOS2. And because of that, we began to speak, thanks to the stimulation of these two speech genes. Notice how important nutrition and diet are for all areas of our lives. So, we have within the omega-3s alpha-linolenic acid, which is the leader of all the fatty acids in the omega-3 series. When we talk about omega-3 and want to use it with a therapeutic criterion, if we want to improve cognitive brain neuroanatomy, we will use omega-3 DHA. Memory, attention, concentration, but if we want to reduce brain inflammation, we need to use EPA. EPA has a very powerful anti-inflammatory effect. Through protectins, resolvins, and maricins, these are substances that reduce inflammation in the brain or any other part of the body. Well, the lack of EPA has been linked to autoimmune diseases, cerebrovascular diseases, depression, and allergies. And DHA is also associated with its deficiency, with cancer, sudden death, recurrent depression, and postpartum depression. This is very important. A woman who becomes pregnant must take omega-3 DHA throughout the entire pregnancy. Because you know that omega-3 DHA has a very special tropism for the retina, for the brain, and for the adrenal glands. And during pregnancy, one of the things that gets heavily depleted is the adrenal glands, which use and consume high amounts of omega-3 DHA. If you become pregnant and do not have enough DHA, you may face a problem with postpartum depression due to a deficiency in omega-3 DHA. The EPA ratio is also measured to understand that now depressions are being said to be a problem of brain inflammation. So we can measure it with ultra-sensitive C-reactive protein, arachidonic acid, and the EPA ratio by measuring interleukin-6. These are markers that can indicate if we have a patient with depression and whether the cause of that depression is neuroinflammation in the brain. Well, for that, we measure the omega-3 index, which is an index that measures the quantity and quality of total fatty acids in the membranes of red blood cells. So, the ideal would be around 8%, between 8 and 10. If it is below this level, it may promote the development of cardiovascular and neurocerebral problems. Here you see, they make the connection. There are already analyses from which you can measure this index. And it is a very important marker to see if our patient has a tendency towards a neurodegenerative problem or a depressive problem.